And we're back. We are going to talk about 11 years of One Nation Radio. Obviously, because of Rich's dad passing, it was like technically 2 weeks ago, but who gives a shit? Like, we'll treat it like a rest promotion. We run it whenever we run it. It doesn't have to
Right.
be on the exact day. So, um, yeah, man. Last year we did a big thing about it. We had people send in their listener submissions as far as people that have been listening from the very beginning to recently to somewhere in between, and it was very touching to see people went out of their way in their busy days and busy lives to hit us up and sit and do the whole thing, and they may have botched something or whatever else, may have re-record or whatever else, because you know how the recording game goes when you pre-tape something instead of just running it live. So appreciate everybody that turned this stuff last year. We didn't do it this year. I think we saved it for the big round number. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. Still feel the love. Still feel happy to build this thing every single year more and more. I think I think in the last year and change, about 2 years when we went to streaming, whatever else, I feel like we've grown, and I feel like you in particular, all this stuff is more of your hard work and your doing of putting up the stream. You're the one that runs the social media accounts. I just more or less I edit the show and throw it up. But most of it is me and Rich talk a little bit. Rich is the one that comes up with the game plan for what we're going to talk about that particular week. Like, most of this shit is Rich's creation. So just a shout out to Rich, and appreciate everything he does. And like, you know, it was funny how we started this, because it was always we more or less used to talk all the guy every other day for hours. Like, we were more or less prepping ourselves to the shows that became One Nation Radio. So um, you know, as our lives have grown on or whatever else into different stuff, like you now live in Georgia, you're a whole state away.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? There was a joke. Oh, I saw Jeezy was performing. I think after scores at Falcons games, I was like, is Rich gonna stir up the Falcons games now to see the local acts, to see if Ti is gonna show up, start performing at games, if Ludacris is gonna start performing at games? But yeah,
Maybe.
man, it's cool to come every Monday to the show and know that I get to talk to my dog, for however many hours or whatever else, and this is the kind of way we keep in touch and whatever. We obviously we're messaging up throughout the day about whatever nonsense is going on social media or throughout the world of music or sports or whatever, or real life. But this is a one of my more fun pastimes I ever had as a routine. Like this, I gotta say, once you get out of watching football and you're watching how long it takes for games to for plays between plays or whatever, so you're looking down at your phone, look back up, look down, and it's oh, half time for college football's 20 minutes long. You get to appreciate this particular pastime. Talking to my friend is more for me stimulating than watching a football game that I'm not necessarily emotionally invested in now. So at this stage in the game. So yeah, Mondays, I'm always looking forward to Mondays.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate the kind words on all that, but I definitely could not do this show solo without James. I've done it solo, and
We've both done it.
and I'm saying it wouldn't be impossible to do, right? But it wouldn't be nearly as fun. It wouldn't be as challenging when you're just talking to yourself and there's no one here to be like, hey man, what you mean by that? Or
Yeah.
or just make some jokes about it or anything like that. When we started One Nation Radio, it was the definition of humble beginnings. Podcasting was essentially the Wild West still. This is 2012. Not everyone had podcasts. The only people that had podcasts were Chris Jericho, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Bill Simmons, and
Pretty much,
some other people. But it is, from the beginning, I was like, yo, we can say something. There's something that I think we have that would be entertaining, funny, thoughtful, and it would be fun to do. We talked last year about, just kind of, it felt like such a big milestone. It was 10 years. I can't believe we did 10 years. And now that we're on the other side of that, it's yo, how long does this thing go on? I'm like, shit, forever. Like, like I don't see no reason to just stop doing One Nation Radio or anything. Like, it's you know, like it's a lot of skin in the game, and it is realizing like there's still like so much to do, like because we like have, we're our own platform, so like we're not as fortunate right now to have like a built-in huge site. Like this is an independent rap label. This is
Yeah.
Master P. This is freaking Cash Money, like before the fucking Universal deal. This is
Hmm.
like Rockefeller on Priority. Like this is like y'all hearing the real. Like we don't have to cut shit aside from like some stuff. I may have relationships with people in wrestling that I'm protecting or something like that. But as far as like, you're always going to hear kind of what we think. Yeah, No Limit Records, like this. Yeah, that's what this is. This is indie. This is from the muck. But and the production has grown over time. Like we've become like we were experimenting with the live format back on Facebook
Yeah.
years ago, and it wasn't like all the way fully developed or anything like that. But
Do we ever talk about how how nigger rigged this stuff was at
bro,
the beginning?
bro, I didn't know how to get the audio from James to like play like whoever had the microphone, right? Like I think James was able to figure it out because he had a PC longer than I did. I was dealing with a Mac, and the Mac didn't have like all the like as far as like just the easiness of like desktop audio recording, which those of you
Yeah.
guys that have done podcasts, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I would be playing James's audio out the microphone speaker. It would be coming over the speaker while my mic is like face. I'm gonna show you guys the mic that I had, and it's a mic that's pretty famous that everyone fucking had, right? But this is how we had to do it. Give me 1 second.
All right, I'll feel. Yeah, man, it was pretty wild stuff we were doing. Like he'll show you as an example, but like man, there's no way we could have done video at the time, but like if we had done video, it would have been really embarrassing to see like the stuff that we were pulling. So go ahead, Rich.
Okay.
It was a height of low tech. Like it was beyond like the whole like record your track like in the shower. It was beyond that.
Right.
So go ahead.
So for those of you that are on the audio, you guys are going to have to log in and see what I'm talking about, like on YouTube.
Yeah.
This is a Blue Yeti microphone, right?
Rich, because they can never see my mic, right? I'm so used to fucking Blue Yeti microphone.
But that's fine. That's fine for one person. That's fine for one person, right?
Right.
So like, but what I was doing was saying, yo, I have no way to record both sides right now, right?
Right.
So what I had to do was set the option.
Turn into a bidirectional mic.
They have these little settings right here that you guys can see. I would have to put it on the 0, right? So what that would do,
Omni,
would have this side of the mic and that side of the mic. So I would pull up the speaker on this side of the mic. I had to hope the speaker wasn't causing feedback. Had to hope the internet connection like would not like fuck us up to where there was a delay. Man, this stuff, we were in the mud, literally, just fighting through it. Don't care. You still getting the audio. Like like we didn't give a fuck, man. And that's like the spirit of this show. Like we don't give a fuck. We are going to find a way like to deliver the passion, the takes, all that shit. And it's like, yeah, man, it's been really cool to further develop more reliable ways of doing our shows, of when I started realizing, oh shit, I've got this interface, and I've bought so many different appliances that I figured out how to eventually get James's audio on both sides on my Mac. I eventually figured it out, and I was like, man, I'm gonna just do some more research. I think video would be pretty cool. Like, how am I gonna figure it out? And then once I got the PC, which James' brother helped build for me, it was like, oh, I think it would be cool to stream. How do I do this? Put a lot of research into that and was just like, hope James is on board, and he was. So it was just like, I think it was like, a really cool, like the evolution is real. People talk about evolution with Triple H and all that. Nah, man, this started like, it was rough. Go back and listen to some of them old episodes that are those old ones. They are on the One Nation, or excuse me, the Social Suplex feed all the way at the beginning. And we were playing people's music during the shows. It was a lot. Like we were just trying to figure it out, doing the best we could. And fortunately, we grew into be, I'd say we're decent. So, like someone in the chat called us the Jesus and Mero of wrestling podcasting. That's hilarious for a bunch of different reasons, but
yeah, dark skin, light skin. Yeah.
But yeah, man.
The ECW days of ONR. Yeah, it was very grimy.
Yes, no respect. Like it was and then like the whole thing with linking up with Jeremy was really cool. And just I was talking to him probably about 2 or 3 days ago, and I just kind of like he had called on me just to check on me and all that, and I was like, yeah, man, like how fucking crazy is it that we were just on Twitter shooting the shit, talking about Monday Night Raw, and now we've been friends for like a decade, and we got this podcast network together, and you live 20 minutes from me, so like we were able to meet in person and kick it, and it was just like I sent some good tweets and somebody found them funny. And then you get like a damn near lifelong friend. Like, and then like, he has the same like kind of independent spirit like that you do, that like, yo, fuck everybody else. We can do this ourselves. Like, and I thought that was really cool. And then, Jeremy and Josh started keeping it strong style with it. And then we just like built the network on it. I'm like, yo, why don't we gotta keep the momentum. We got to keep like doing our thing. And 11 years later, like every time football season starts, I'm like, wow, another year behind the microphone for One Nation Radio. And it's like I've always done all the theme music and everything, and it's been really cool to do that.
And now you're making everybody's theme music.
Man, I did a song for a guy today. He said I'm getting merch sent to me to shoot a video with. So this thing is about to like hopefully do some things, but I think that I would love to eventually do like some type of live events or something like. And the cool thing is we kind of did one. We've able to go. Before. Yeah, we went to New York, and during WrestleMania 35 weekend, we were at the Hooters across from Madison Square Garden. We got invited to do a live podcast. We got all our food comped. We had dozens of wrestlers show up there, including Will Ospreay, Jay White, B. Priestley. There were more. There? I think she was. All the Australians were there, but I don't know if she was. I didn't know what she looked like then, so I don't know.
Okay.
But there was.
Yeah, that was your first week ever seeing her wrestle.
Yeah. So there were tons of. I think what's his name? He's canceled now, but Jimmy Havoc was there. There was a.
Yeah. So that means Jimmy was there because at the time they were. Yeah.
And it was like all the cool stuff we got to cover over this time. Like we covered essentially like the end of CM Punk in WWE.
We're covering the end of CM Punk in
AEW. Yes. Amazing. I didn't even think of that. Full circle. Full circle. No Swiss beats. Full circle. We got to see like the end of John Cena as a tippy top person. We got to see the rise of the Shield. We got to see the Bullet Club, the New Japan, Okada, Tanahashi. We got to see the Elite form, and then AEW and Chris Jericho was like entire like just post 40-year-old run, which he's just like been incredible. Just so many, we got into Joshi, we got into lots of different stuff. Like I got into a lot of classic wrestling, like like Puro, like All Japan stuff. I got to learn a lot and become what I feel is a more well-rounded fan. And it's been so cool to share that journey with James. And like I think James is like just like when we started doing the Joshi thing and paying attention to it, like I always encourage James. I'm like, yo, you got to talk about this. You guys got to go ahead. Like James, you got to like just keep putting your voice out on this. Like we're going to talk about this shit every week on the show or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like we're going to find a way. And luckily we had Sierra to kind of like hold our hands on a couple things like that. But I was like, nah, man, like James can be the specialist on this. Like this is something he's good at. This is something that he likes, he's passionate about. And now like look at it. Oh, the rise and fall of NXT. Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
And I think James is one of the best voices in the space on Joshi, and it's like and I'm one of the top 75. So like you
are one of the top 75
Western
historians on Joshi wrestling at this point. Yeah, you absolutely are.
But yeah, like this thing is a journey. It's you look at it and it's like, yeah, man. We've got tons of shows. We have tons of inside jokes. All the bits really come from our friendship. I always say the show's almost not about wrestling. It's about us. And hopefully you guys can get that. Like, hopefully that is apparent when you listen to it. We enjoy the community. We enjoy the Discord. And everyone that jumps in that thing because we do a lot of talking in there. I actually opened up a new channel in there so everybody can talk about stuff that isn't wrestling if they want, just how they feel about life. So
much to Joshua Smith's chagrin.
Yeah. So if you haven't jumped into Discord, that's a cool way to kind of interact with us. And I just at the end of the day, like I'm happy to do this show with one of my best friends, and like this is amazing. Like that we get to turn our mics on, click a button, and then we're talking to the world, or we have the opportunity to reach the world. And even if it's something as like like professional wrestling, like which we all love, and I don't think is like, yeah, man, we get to talk about this stupid thing. No, it's not a stupid thing. And you know why it's not a stupid thing? Because it like introduced us to a lot of cool people and friends and took us like around the world. James went to the fucking Dome this year. Like that's not stupid at all. Like
I felt stupid after Tam got her ass dropped in 6 minutes. What the fuck is this? Why are y'all on y'all promo stuff building this and this is going on like 4 from the top? It comes on like second or third match. It gets done in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. She's a fucking top chef now.
Nihon James. Yes.
Oh my God.
But yeah, man, that's 11 years we sacrificed.
Oh God, not Mary. Oh man.
So
man.
But at the end of the day, One Nation Radio, it's on, and it's been on. It's gonna stay on, and like compare us to who you want or whatever. Like, we'll take all the comparisons. We'll take, all the smoke. We'll take whatever. We'll be here doing our thing, whether 2 people are listening or 200, 2,000, whatever. Like it's, 2 million. Like, so we'll be here.
Yeah, Brewhaven said, ONR forever.
That's great. That is great.